Hello everyone, this is In-Game Arts with another box and another offline product gamer review. This is Dusk for the Nintendo Switch. To jump right into it, this physical copy here comes with 2 games already on the cartridge. It comes with Dusk as well as Dusk 82. Now the first Dusk comes with the update version 1.02 and Dusk 82 comes with the update version 1.01 already on the cartridge. And at time of making this video, there were no updates available. So both of these games are the most updated version available currently right now, physically, so it's extremely nice. Now, please keep in mind this physical copy here was produced by Limit Run Games, so getting a copy will not be the easiest. Now, as I said, it comes with 2 games, Dusk and Dusk 82. Dusk 82 is a prequel. It's more of a puzzle-style-ish game, more like an Amiga or Commodore graphic-style game. This is not mandatory in terms of story, but it just adds a little bit more background and a little bit more understanding what happens in Dusk. So if you want to play Dusk 82, I did enjoy myself with it. It was a nice little charming puzzle style game, and I did like its style and approach and graphics because I don't really care about graphics, so I really liked its style and approach. But the main focus and the main experience is going to come from Dusk. Now Dusk is just straight up is inspired from the original Doom games, which is commonly back in called like Doom clones, but I've recently seen a lot of people started calling them boomer shooters, which I know boomer is meant to be like an insult, but I actually kind of appreciate the name because I do like booming, and it really focuses on what the game really is: blowing up, explosion, speed, and so on, with no reloading and so on. So I thought boomer shooter is a really fitting name. Now, Dusk comes with 3 episodes on the cartridge, and each episode is a continuation of the story. Now, when you start a new episode, you lose all your guns and you have to start all over, but a continuation from the episode 1 and so on. As I said, it is a very focus on the boomer shooter style, or clone, like first-person shooter, where fast-paced, trigger-based, no reloading, explore the environment. Graphics are not the main focus, but try to find secrets and puzzles and just try to progress as you blast your way through with multiple weapons and guns. But what they did really well was, surprisingly, with the amount of content and action that goes on in the game and amount of enemies, on the Switch the game performed marvelously. I barely saw any frame rate issues or problems, other than like near the very end of the game. The game had like a lot of enemies, a lot of explosions and going on near the very end of the game, which was fully understandable, but I was really impressed at how well they optimized this game for the Switch. And that says a lot, because this is a small indie studio. I'm not sure if it was only made by one person, and it's made on the Unity engine, and they got it to work so well on the Switch, where AAA studios can't even get games to work flawlessly on the Switch. So it says a lot that how well this game was programmed and how the attention to detail to make sure the experience isn't ruined, because as a game like this, fast, fluid, smooth frame rate, smooth action, pinpoint gameplay is very important. So I'm glad they made sure to get that right. Now, there's nothing really truly amazingly new this game offers in terms of boomer shooter or Doom clones kind of game, but they really did focus on making sure the things of ease of life, like a weapon wheel, assortment of guns, be able to quick access your equipment, move around really good. You have the motion control support as well as the gyro in case you like to use a controller as your play style, like point with your controller. It really is the attention to details that's really appreciated. Because like if you played something like Iron Maiden, which is a good game, but without that weapon wheel, that really interrupts the flow of the game to try to find your gun. So the fact that you've included the weapon wheel really adds the amount of speed you could switch out your guns on a controller and on console. Though extremely disappointingly, Dusk is not available on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 or even the Xbox. It's only available on Microsoft PC, on Steam, as well as the Switch. Hopefully down the road they'll consider porting it over, maybe a physical copy down the road, but right now it's only available with a physical copy on console for the Switch. So hopefully that'll change down the road, but overall I had a blast playing this game. The fast fluidness, the spookiness, the cult culture that's going around with it. Certain moments are spooky. They take away your flashlight. The story is, I won't say amazing, but it does keep you intrigued of what is really going on. It's not like handed to you. It's just bits and pieces of storytelling here and there, and it's really done really well. Now, the game has your typical named health, ammo, and armor, which is done as morale, which you find like gold coins and so on, as it's more like a protection, so that way you can not lose so much life due to damage. So, I think they did a phenomenal job with this game. This was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't put this game down. I won't deny, getting about to the third episode, the overall mechanics and gameplay started getting a little repetitive, so that was a little disappointing. They didn't really try to find ways to break it up as much as they could, though I didn't find the game all that too difficult, which was surprising. Now, I didn't play on the highest difficulty, Duskmere. That's a one-hit kill mode, but I definitely say if you got any experience with boomer shooters or these kind of style FPS, Twitch shooters, you might want to bump the difficulty. I won't say the highest, but either the medium or the next above that one, because I kind of blasted this game. I barely even died. Most time I died was just from me falling to my death or so on. But overall, I actually felt like this was definitely a must pick up for your Switch, or if you're a fan of these kinds of games. They've done it really well. They focus on what matters, as they should. Make sure the gameplay, sure the graphics are not the most amazing, definitely maybe a Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, or very early PS2 graphics, but that's perfectly fine. Focus on what actually matters, gameplay, fluidness, environment, and so on, and they did that. Now, granted, I would definitely like to see a sequel, maybe a Dusk 2, improve the graphics, make the gameplay a little bit more variable, add a little bit more storytelling. The voice acting was decent, what little there is, but I think they did a pretty good job with it. I can't really say much more. It was a bit of a gem of a play for me. I'm glad I picked it up. I always enjoyed these kind of classic Doom clones, or boomer shooters we'll call them now, style games. They're really fun. I almost try to pick every single one of them up, like a Metrovania. They're just a game genre I could just sit down and play. Yes, it's typical, nothing really adds to it, but it's just pure fun. And that's sometimes what a video game should be, just pure fun. Sure, you can have a little more story, a little more mechanics and so on, but at the end of the day, we play games to have fun, and that's the main goal they should be trying to deliver, and they nailed this one out of the park. I highly recommend this if you're into these kinds of games. So like always, I try to leave links down in the description if you're instant copy. Also, look into the soundtrack. I actually really enjoyed the soundtrack in this game. They did a really good job in mixing hardcore metal, but also environmental sounds and so on. Really good job with a lot of replay value in case you want to try to lock all the completionist stuff in terms of completing each level, even with secret levels and so on. There's a ton of content, even with an extra game, Doom's Dusk 82, in case you want to play a little bit more puzzle platformer or puzzle kind of environmental game. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm glad I got this on my shelf. I highly recommend getting it on your shelf as well. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next unboxing video. Bye-bye!